Toastmasters, guest. The title of my speech today is Rebecca Rose. Rebecca passed away on Wednesday, one day short of her 45th birthday. I was in a rather unique position with regards to Rebecca. I went to see Rebecca. I emailed her every week for the roughly 15 or 18 months that she had brain cancer. It was a very interesting situation. I don't do these things. I don't write cards to people. I don't send emails to people. I don't go visiting people in hospitals. That's just not something that I do. But I did. Couldn't quite figure out why. Rebecca was an interesting person. She was very annoying. Dave's sitting there going, yep. And I sat here and I tried to figure out, why is it that I'm just compelled to be a friend to this person who was pretty annoying? So I just got really lucky today, and an obituary came out for her. I went, oh, now I know why she's so annoying. Okay, she was born on an Air Force base in Richdale, California. She was raised by an Air Force dad and an Air Force mom. She was in kindergarten, first grade, all that kind of stuff, all the way through elementary school. She became very competitive, particularly with regard to mathematics. Interesting. She went on to play all sorts of sports. She played in the band, she sang, she did all these things you'd expect people to do. And then she got herself a master's summa cum laude at Notre Dame University in accounting, of course, and went to work in our Chicago office and transferred back here because her parents live not that far from here up in Richdale, which is near Chico, for any of you who care. And she came to work here at Franchise Tax Board in Sacramento. Now here she was a very brilliant person, and she did not hesitate ever to let you know how brilliant she was. This is why she was so annoying. You'd be sitting there in the auditorium, you'd have a renowned speaker, and at the end of the speech, she was always the one who raised her hand and either added to what the speaker was saying or contradicted what the speaker was saying. And people just went, oh no, Rebecca's talking again. So I tried to figure this out. Why was she so competitive? In the obituary, I got my first clue. I read a little article about a girl who had gone to first grade with her and said, Rebecca and I competed from the day that we got into class together to see who could get their math packet done first and who could get it done fastest, who could get it done best. And that went on through her entire life. And then let's remember the sports, volleyball, basketball, track. She was in the band. I'm sure she probably competed for first chair, whatever it was that she played. But then she went on to come to work here. And I guess that was probably the only way that she had left to show her to be competitive, was to just be really, really good. And I have to admit, she was really, really good. So it wasn't just bluff or anything like that. But I emailed her pretty much every week. I went up to see her in in Lincoln. Also went up to see her in Roseville when she was up there. And we just talked, and we shared chocolate, because she loved chocolate, and fruit, and just talked about various things. But it's really kind of hard to talk to someone that you don't really know very well. But nevertheless, we talked about the choir. She had always sang in the choir. She had a beautiful voice. And she was always giving me grief because I didn't know the Swedish Christmas carols. And we were both Swedish. Well, turns out I speak more Swedish than she does. And I know probably 10 words. Like I can say, "Jag är svenska pika," which means I'm a Swedish girl. And that's about it for my grasp of Swedish. But that was more than she knew. So I said, why is she giving me so much grief? But anyway, the interesting thing about Rebecca was that she compelled loyalty. And if you have to think about something that would be a valuable human trait, it would be that you compelled loyalty. Why else would I have kept writing her these emails and going to visit her in the hospital? I didn't understand it myself. But Monday, the day after we had found out that she passed away, her boss's boss baked chocolate chip cookies in her memory. A huge pan of them, because Rebecca always baked chocolate chip cookies. Somewhere along the line there, she compelled loyalty from her boss's boss, who's an ad too, who sat down, a guy, and baked chocolate chip cookies. The girl who had been in a first grade class with her wrote a story that basically said she was in first grade with Rebecca. They competed mercilessly. She moved away when she was in fourth grade, and Rebecca never failed to call her and write to her on her birthday every single year for the next 38 years. Oh my gosh, I would never have done that. But anyway, that was pretty good. Then, something interesting. My daughter probably won't have children, and I asked her, you know, aren't you concerned about not passing on the brilliance that is you to a future generation? And she said, I can be a role model to my nieces. Guess what? Rebecca has 4 nieces, and they were the light of her life, and she considered herself a role model to them. So basically, if you're looking for some way to be remembered, you have to take some sort of action in your life. And I believe I have to say in honesty that Rebecca took so many actions in her life that she will be remembered. And I can get over the fact that she's annoying by remembering how loyal she was and how we can be loyal to her as well. So with that,
easy speakers and guests, Janet. I was actually expecting to cry in this speech. I didn't know her very well, but I've seen her around. So I was surprised when it was more a celebration of life type of speech than a eulogy type speech, because that's, I guess, what I was expecting. I liked it. I thought it was a fun speech. You got to be careful, I think, though, on calling her annoying, because she's dead. I mean, just because it's like I wanted more. I think throughout the speech I wanted more of how it turned, more of the how one man's annoying is another man's competitive. Because you said like all the time she was competitive, but you didn't relate, I don't think, the two ideas enough. Because I know I could be exceedingly annoying.
No. And competitive too.
Yeah, but well, and that's the thing. Like that's my point. Like, yeah, I can be annoying, but I'm annoying because I'm really competitive. And to people who are less competitive, it just comes off as annoying, know-it-all, like whatever else. So I'm saying like that is, I think, needed to be more incorporated into the speech. About, you know, when you looked on the outside, she was annoying, but when you really got to know her, you realized, oh no, she's not like just an annoying person you don't want to be around. Like, no, she's extremely loyal, she's super competitive, you know, all those things. Like, I think it just needed to be the envelope or the bun, as you like to say with your cheeseburger analogies. I needed a better bun. So I liked how you talked about some of her qualities. I think, I mean, we all have good qualities. So I was glad you brought those in. I liked how you talked about the attitude making cookies, because I think that really demonstrated after the fact how loyal somebody is. You know, you've thought about them so much that you're actually gonna do something that they would have enjoyed. So I thought that was really nice. And from her side about, you know, still sending that birthday card, like 30 years later. Like, you're right. I mean, that's really cool. I haven't done that. I mean, I know for me, it's like if we didn't have Facebook, we wouldn't even know the lives of like 75% of the people we still call friends. Like, yeah, I haven't seen you in 6 months, but yeah, you're my friend. So, but we have Facebook now, so we do that. But that's really cool that she did that, and I'm glad you brought that in. So, thank you for your speech.